Welcome everyone to our March 31st Negociantes Unidos breakfast meeting. My name is Sandra Vidrio and I'm really excited to have all of you join us this beautiful morning. I hope you're all having a great spring break. My name is Sandra, as mentioned, and I'm excited to share with you all that our keynote speaker for today is a community leader here in the city of Fresno. We will be joined by Lupe Perez, and we are excited to hear and celebrate with her Women's History Month. With that, I would like to quickly share with you during the presentation. Please let's use the chat box feature to submit comments or questions. We will be having a Q&A at the end of the keynote speaker remarks. And of course, any information shared within the presentation, please go ahead and use the chat box feature. And I would also like to share with you that today's meeting is being interpreted in Spanish, and we are joined by the team at Lingüística. So I would like to welcome Emilia to share a little instructions on the chat, on the feature.
Sí, muy buenos días a todos. Esta junta está siendo interpretada simultáneamente al lenguaje de español. Para poder acceder a la interpretación, si usted está por computadora, va a seleccionar el icono de un globo, seleccionará el lenguaje español y poner en modo silencio el audio original. Si usted está por tableta o si está por un teléfono móvil, usted seleccionará los 3 puntitos que significan más, en inglés more. Seleccionará Language Interpretation o en español interpretación y luego seleccionará el lenguaje de español y poner en modo silencio el audio original. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Emilia. And I would also like to take this time to say thank you to the following sponsors. Thank you for your support towards our organization and for trusting in us to serve our small business community throughout the San Joaquin Valley and California and worldwide. With that, I would like to say thank you to Bank of America, Comcast, Bank of the West, Chevron, FHL Bank, San Francisco, Donna G. Sales, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase & Company, Tri-Counties Bank, and Union Bank. Thank you for your support. This is our agenda for today. And I would now like to take this moment to introduce my colleague, Yeri Olivares, who will be sharing some updates here on behalf of the foundation. Yeri, welcome and good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. Thank you so much. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I am looking forward to hearing from Lupe today. I know we've done a lot of great work with the city, especially within the last year. And so I'm looking forward to hear, how we can continue working with the city of Fresno. So thank you so much for joining us today. The first thing that I want to share with all of you this morning is that for those of you that are part of our list, we have been sharing our weekly newsletter, which is the Biz Hub Weekly Newspreneur. We are looking forward to bringing you valuable information, keep you informed of the different resources we have available, not just to the small business community, but the community in general. We launched it celebrating Women's History Month, which we know, all of us women, that is not just 1 month, it's every day that we get to celebrate women. And if you are not part of our weekly email blast, please let us know so that you can sign up and you can receive our weekly newsletter. So just wanted to mention that for all of you that have not been receiving our newsletter so that you can get on the list and we can get it over to you. And with that, I would like to go ahead and share with you a video that we put together to celebrate Women's History Month that we have been airing on ABC 30. And we are very excited to be sharing with you. We got together an amazing group of women to help us, women that are community leaders, women that are women entrepreneurs here in the area and that work really hard every day to get their businesses ahead and help in the community. So Sandra, go ahead and play the video.
Welcome to your future.
A future that can kickstart overnight with the right drive and vision.
A future can inspire others to lead and take community action.
A future where businesses can plant seeds young and grow for a lifetime.
A future where resources are abundant for executing my goals.
At the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation, it's our mission to drive long-term business success and sustainability for women of the Central Valley. This is our commitment during Women's History Month and beyond. Welcome to...
Thank you, Sandra. We were very excited to see this video. I think that being able to showcase different generations, as you see, was something really important for us as we continue to support women entrepreneurs and as we continue to support, young entrepreneurs as well. So we were very happy and excited to be able to get this video completed. So thank you to all of our participants that participated in this video. Next, I am very excited to share with you that we have recently provided $150,000 in small business loans now as a CDFI. Those of you that may remember, earlier this year, the Fresno Area Hispanic Foundation received designation as a certified CDFI, which has been a blessing for us to be able to get the year started with that. And so just recently, we have provided 4 different loans. I love the fact that 3 out of the 4 are to women entrepreneurs. And, they're very diverse businesses, of very diverse backgrounds, and from different areas within Central Valley. We have, like Dyer, who's here in Fresno. We have Mr. Jose Mesa, who's in Mendota, rural community. We have Lisbeth, who's in Selma, and then we have Anna Lee, who is in Dinuba. So we are looking forward to continue bringing these financial services and products to the rural communities, which is something that's very close to our hearts and very important for us to do, that we take the services to the small businesses that can't come to us. And while it's a combination of us being able to fund businesses that need that little cash flow to recover from the pandemic, or even the opportunity to start new businesses, we're really happy that we can have our CDFI to be able to provide the financial products. And as you see, the different loan products that we have been able to cater to the businesses that we are assisting. So we are very excited to share these news with you this morning. Okay, and with that, to introduce our keynote speaker this morning, I would like to introduce our board member, Angela Hiyama, who will be introducing our keynote speaker this morning. So Angela.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I have the honor of introducing Lupe Perez, Economic Development Director with the City of Fresno this morning. In her role, Lupe oversees the strategy and day-to-day operations of the city's Economic Development Division and is responsible for advancing Mayor Dyer's One Fresno vision. She brings a wealth of economic and redevelopment experience to her role. She previously served as the city's downtown revitalization manager. And prior to City Hall, she worked for the former City of Fresno Redevelopment Agency, serving in over a dozen different capacities. During Lupe's time with the RDA, she was involved in downtown revitalization efforts, including business attraction and retention, facilitating development, land acquisition, relocation, and property disposition. She also successfully cultivated relationships within the community to promote and expand economic development opportunities. Prior to working in local government, Lupe was in banking for 17 years. She is a graduate from Fresno City College and has also received an urban and regional planning certificate from Fresno State. She also has held a California real estate licenses. A native of Tepetitlan, Jalisco, Mexico, Lupe at age 3 migrated with her widowed mother and 3 siblings to Fresno County. Lupe has a daughter with development challenges and has served on the State Councils for Development Disabilities, USC University of Excellence in Disabilities, and Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. Some of Lupe's hobbies include interior design and event planning. As a former Travel League softball player, she now enjoys golf and is an avid Los Angeles Dodgers baseball and Dallas Cowboys football fan. And one of her life goals is to visit every baseball and football stadium in the United States. So without further ado, please help me welcome Lupe. Thank you.
Gracias. Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Angela, for the great introduction. I also want to thank Dora and her team, Yeti, and everyone else at the foundation for this opportunity. I'm really excited. As Angela indicated, well, actually, before I even begin, I also want to take a minute to introduce, I have some of my staff here today that's also participating, and hopefully they will help me with any information that I forget. So I have Kelly Trevino, who is our advanced manufacturing person that works with our manufacturing group. and she helps me with some of the office work that needs to be done here in management. I have Laura Figueroa, I'm sorry, Laura Rios, and Yahaira Figueroa that's also here. They are working along our Blackstone and Kings Canyon corridors. So if you see them out running around, they're out knocking on doors and introducing themselves to the businesses in the area and asking them what they need help with. Also, recently, Dan Zach, who was our assistant planning manager for the city of Fresno, is now working for us here and our team. And he is totally focused on downtown development. He is, if you've got something in downtown that you want to do, or you're thinking about doing, or have questions about, feel free to give him a call. The girls will put his information in the chat as well as everybody else's. Last week, he had a successful held a seminar for small business developers to try to get them on board about developing their properties and thinking about what, if they don't know what to do with it, we're here to help you to try to figure it out. So that's a little bit of some of the work that we're doing. In addition to that, you know, as Angela indicated, I have the great opportunity to work closely with the mayor's office, as well as many others in our city, to try to move forward their vision. And really what it is for us, my team is absolutely committed to doing that. We want to make sure that we are being inclusive in everything that we do, equitable, and provide a sustainable path, not just for our residents here, but also our businesses. And so we're collaborating with organizations such as yours, the Hispanic Foundation, the Black Chamber, and other partners here in our city to try to do that. And we hope that if we haven't reached out to organizations like yourself and your small businesses, feel free to give us a call, email us, and we're happy to come out and chat with you to see what we can do to help you. We're also, you know, we want to be able to provide, you know, one of the mayor's visions is to have a clean and safe city. I don't know if many of you heard, but, you know, they're really going gung-ho on beautifying the city. I'd like to know, you know, they've been out cleaning the neighborhoods. And so that's a big charge. It's been really successful. And we're excited about that. They will be coming up on April the 24th. We'll be having a National Cleanup Day. So if any of you want to participate, go online to beautifyfresno.org, and you can submit your interest to be able to help and participate. So I look forward to seeing some of you out there. And if you're having problems in your neighborhood with people dumping garbage, or you need some help cleaning up, also you can go on to Beautify Fresno and they can help you as well, or reach out to our team. Our organization and our team here is looking to create a business neighborhood watch for some of the businesses that are having some problems. And so we'll be rolling that out shortly. You know, as a native of Mexico, you know, I saw my mom struggle. She came without an education, not being able to speak English. So I saw her struggle. She was able to get into a position with a company, a small business here in Chinatown, that helped her to teach her how to speak English. They helped her to purchase a home. And it was because of that small business that she was able to successfully provide an opportunity for our family and to thrive here in Fresno. And for me, that's my reason I love doing this job, because it gives me an opportunity to pay forward the help that they did for my mom. And so helping these small businesses kind of helps me pay that forward. So believe me when I say my team and I are committed to helping small businesses, large businesses, and just everybody in our residents here in our city. Some of the other programs that we're trying to do, you know, last year, as everybody, there were businesses that suffered a lot with the COVID. And our team last year had the great opportunity to roll out about almost $5 million in CARES Act funding. And with the help, of course, of the foundation and Access Plus Capital and others, but we were able to serve about 735 businesses with some grants. we worked hard. I will tell you, I know Yeti and Dora, her team, as well as ours and others in our community, probably spent from March to the end of last year, and we continue to work really hard 24/7 on really trying to help small businesses to see how we could help them to move forward and succeed. Unfortunately, excuse me, as you have heard, some of them didn't make it. Some of them are still struggling. Many are still struggling. And so we're here to try to see what we can do to help. We will be receiving some money through the American Relief Program. I'm currently working closely with our council members as well as the mayor to figure out how are we going to spend the money that's going to come to our city for our small businesses. And we're hoping that as they ask me how to roll it out, I want to take the time today to find out from you, what is it that you need? Your small businesses out there, I want to hear from you. What is it that you need? And I'm hoping that this will be a perfect opportunity to ask all of you to give us some advice so that I can turn around and tell our council members, this is what I'm hearing from our community. This is what they need. So I really want to kind of just stop there and maybe take some time to hear that from the group here. Don't you all speak at one time. Dora, I'll pick on you. Why don't you start, and then maybe some others will come up with some ideas or put them in the chat. And I'll ask your team to help me with any of the questions that are coming up on the chat.
Good morning, Lupe. Thank you so much for being here with us today. It's a beautiful morning here in Fresno, yes, California, spring morning.
And it's Cesar Chavez Day, right?
Yes, yes.
What better day to do this, right?
Exactly. And a woman and History Month, everything is it's right.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. And it's music to my ears when I hear that, there's more funding coming for small businesses, because we know that they are struggling with the reopening of their business. I think some of them, Lupe, some of them, they just need to keep their lights on. Some of them, they need to acquire inventory. Some of them, they're just struggling to get their businesses restarted. So I know that money funding can come really at a good time. I know that some of them are behind on their rent payments. And they want to still make it. They want to still move forward to continue doing what they're doing before pandemic. So I know that this is small businesses. They'll stay there and they'll continue to do what they do best, which is their business. And we need to try to help them as much as we can with. And I know that money is crucial right now. I mean, I think when we started with help, in conjunction with the city doing the grants, now everybody comes and they're like, do you have any money that I don't have to return?
Right,
like,
right.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Right now, we have a revolving loan fund similar to the one that the foundation has. And I'm happy to say we've probably rolled out about $380,000. We had received 830, so there's still some money left, there to do. And I know it's hard. Businesses are scared right now. They don't want to take on additional debt, so that is hard. But I think these are the cheapest rates that you can get as a business. And the payments are deferred for 6 months, or at least in our program. So that's something that is available that maybe people can look at. And I know my team is probably putting that information on the chat. If not, feel free to call us, at our line at 621-8350, and we can help you with that. SynCal is the company that is overseeing that project. And, I'm happy to say that of the businesses that we've lent out are minority businesses. So I know that we're reaching out. That was our focus when we received that money this past year, was to focus on the small businesses that really need that help. And so I'm excited to hear, that we're doing that, and we're going to continue to do that focus.
Yeah, no, that's great. And Sandra, I think there might be some questions on the chat. So if you could please moderate that for Lupe. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So one of the first questions that we received here is in regards to of course, focusing on the pandemic, but the question reads, Lupe, what do you think the biggest challenge is facing the city of Fresno and its efforts to attract and retain businesses during this period while the pandemic is beginning to wind down?
You know, I think I feel very positive at this time. I think our challenges are, you know, it'll be more for our small businesses than others, but I think we're poised. We have an administration that's eager to help. They're rolling out the red carpet. We're excited about that. We're here to do the same, whether it's a big or small business. Like I did in banking, I treated them all the same. It didn't matter to me if you had $1 or if you had over $1 million. They're still people, right? And it's important to remember that. And so challenges, I think, you know, this is probably the biggest opportunity our city has and others across the country, because we're getting money into our city that we would have never had before. I can tell you for the last 20 plus years that I've been doing this, it was always, geez, if I had the money to do this, if our city had the money to do this. Well, we're getting that opportunity now, and money will continue to come forward. I heard this morning about the president looking to do some infrastructure, more money coming down. So we're really trying to be, what I would admire about the administration, it's not just, okay, we got this $177 million and let's just throw it out there. I think they're trying to be able to hold on to some of it so we can stretch it out over the next couple of years and not just spend it all at one time, right? And so if we can create some programs that will help businesses and small businesses like the folks that are here today, that's what we're looking to try to do, so that those challenges that we've had in the past, which has been money and the lack of money for our city, we now have that. And we're hoping that, you know, we can create some great programs to be able to help y'all. I mean, I heard this morning, LA Times listed as at a hot market. Fresno's a hot residential market. And that's great. That's great news for us. But you know what? It's scary for some of the folks that live here now, because they're thinking to themselves, holy, you know what? I can't even afford to buy a house now. And I know my staff and I talked with some of the real estate, the Hispanic Real Estate Association yesterday, and they were talking about, you know, people are getting bid out, right? I mean, they can't even compete. So what I hope, while residential programming and housing isn't under me, I'm hoping to work with that team in our other department to see if we can bring back some programs that helped our first-time home buyers, so that, you know, if there are companies out there that are rehabbing homes, they will focus and only sell those homes to our residents here that are looking to buy, and not the investors that are just coming to make a profit. That is one of the things I am trying to, help maneuver that. So hopefully that'll help answer that question.
Definitely. And we do have another question here, and it's regarding funding for small businesses. So I know it's a negotiations are still taking place, but the question reads, will this new funding for small businesses going to be only for businesses that have not received any stimulus funds, or will anyone be able to apply?
What we did this past year, one of the things I'm excited about is when we did receive a lot of the applications, we held on to that information, and we have tracked the ones that did apply and weren't selected. Our program was a random selection, so we gave the opportunity to every business within the city of Fresno that had employees of 25 or less to apply. And then we did a round, to be able to give them. We had 3 rounds of funding. And so the first round was $750,000. And so that one just kind of went out throughout the city. And then we looked at that and said, okay, are we really affecting the businesses that really need the money? So as every round that came out, we kind of changed the guidelines to be able to help those. We will look at, and we have that information of the ones that didn't. I can't guarantee you just yet what that program will look like, because obviously I can only make a recommendation, but it'll be up to our council members and our mayor to finally make the final decision. So my hope is that I will recommend for those businesses that did apply and did not get money, that they will get some money. But I know even the ones that did receive money, it really wasn't a lot. It was, you know, small businesses, it was from 5,000 to 10,000. That did not last them for the life of last year, right? And so even those businesses are struggling again. So our hope is to kind of change that and be able to offer more money to the businesses and continue to focus on our businesses that are located in disadvantaged neighborhoods. We did that last year. We were really successful. I think of the money that we had, maybe 2 million or more went to the disadvantaged neighborhood businesses. So that was exciting for us.
Lupe, one of the things that I wanted to comment to add a little bit of feedback when it comes to what are some of those needs that we've seen the small businesses have is, you know, we know overall all of the small businesses have been impacted, but in particular, you know, right now they're needing help with getting customers through their doors. And that means that most likely a lot of the businesses that were impacted the hardest didn't have a website, didn't have social media presence, they didn't have the marketing in place for them to be able to, you know, continue promoting their product or service online. And so we found that that has been a huge need, you know, getting them set up with a Facebook account or a basic website, depending on you know, what their specific needs are.
Yep.
We know that technology is a barrier, and we know that language is a barrier. And I mean, you know, when we were working with the city last year, we knew that a lot of the people that couldn't access these funds was because they didn't have the proper business license in place, right? They didn't have the formalization that they needed. And, you know, for us, we've known that the businesses have, you know, need technical assistance, but this was a big eye opener for us, how big that need is in the small business community. And so I think, you know, marketing is definitely one of those areas that I think as we continue to help small businesses, we also need to look what their marketing strategy is and what their marketing plan, so that we can help them implement, you know, new marketing strategies that can help them get more customers through their doors. You know, I think, yes, let's help them with some relief funds, but let's also see how we can continue, you know, helping them get more customers through the doors. We know that, you know, if you know, we're hoping that this doesn't happen again, but should something similar happen where business have to shut down, how can they continue, you know, operating and you know, continue selling their product or the service? We have identified several opportunities, even when it comes to importing or exporting. If they don't have their doors open, okay, what other opportunities do you have when it comes to your business? So just wanted to provide that as feedback as well.
Absolutely. And yes, we saw that as well. Our team was out there knocking on doors. I personally went to businesses that were closed because they were non-essential, went to their home to pick up the information that we needed, give them the application, help them complete it. Some didn't have a computer to apply. So we went there and gave them the application and had them complete it, bring it back. I had one of our other staff members who actually kept trying to call the person because they weren't returning our calls, and we were trying to complete the application so that we could get them money. And it was funny because they weren't answering, we're leaving messages, and finally the little boy, their child answered the phone. And it was because of that the father grabbed the phone and, you know, and she said, don't hang up. We're with the city. We're trying to help you. And that call, you know, gave them $5,000. So, you know, it was those kind of challenges that we were going through. And we saw that. We absolutely saw that. So one of our goals this year, with that money that we get this year, is to provide a program to be able to provide some marketing services for the businesses, but also training them and teaching them the basics. A lot of them didn't know they needed a business tax certificate, right? And it was heartbreaking for us to not be able to fund them because they didn't have it. That, you know, under our criteria, they would have had to have it by a certain date. So it didn't do them any good to get it because they weren't going to get it. But there were also others that had it and hadn't paid their taxes or business tax. And so it was like, gosh, just pay this $50 you owe and you're going to get $5,000 or $10,000, whatever it was that they were going to get it. So we are looking to put a program together to be able to do that and work with you, your organization and others to help get that word out and do some more of this training. So we definitely are going to do that and hopefully find the funding to give them to be able to have a computer to pay for internet service, because that's also important, right? It doesn't do them any good to have a computer if they don't have internet service, and to be able to learn to pivot, to be able to stay alive and to be able to sell their stuff online. So that is a top priority for us because we definitely saw that ourselves. Absolutely.
Thank you. And we also have another question here, focusing on funding. The question reads as following. And this is on behalf of.
I'm sorry, can you speak up a little bit? I've got this fan over here that's going.
So the question is on behalf of Mary Francis. She is with Crescent View Learn for Life Charter Schools, and she's sharing, she working with the students and their families. She sees that they're struggling daily with basic necessities such as shelter, food, even PG&E, paying their PG&E utility bill. And the question is, are there any additional funds for programs like these, and how can they apply? How can we share this with the community?
Yes, currently our city is received, I don't know the exact amount of money, but they're taking applications currently right now for rental assistance to pay for the rent, to pay for their utilities, to pay for those services. So I'm going to ask our gals to put that website on the chat so that they can get it. I know that I just saw a report yesterday, as a matter of fact, the mayor's office chief of staff was telling us they've had probably over 2,000 or 3,000 people that have already applied for the services, and they're going through that process. And there's quite a bit of money in that pot. So if you're a resident of the city of Fresno, you have to be a resident of the city of Fresno to qualify for that program. And I believe, and so you can get online to that. You can go onto the city's website as well. But I believe Kelly just put it in there where to be able to get access to that. And I believe the county will be, if not already, rolling out a program as well for the countywide residents.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and we have here the name of the program here in Fresno.
Yeah.
The rental program.
Yeah.
Perfect. And another question is, okay, so this question is going back to business development. What is being done to attract new businesses in Fresno?
Well, we are actually working to do some marketing, just like the small businesses. We are doing marketing up in our northern and southern California areas of the city. Many of us have heard everybody's leaving California, right? Because it's too expensive. They can't afford to live here. We're really trying to work closely with the state as well to say, hey, when you hear these opportunities of a business leaving, give us a call. Let us know. We're that Central Valley that you can still afford to live and live out your California dream right here. You don't have to leave to go to another state. Jump in your car, drive it down 3 hours, and you'll be here, and you can, work and bring your business here as well. I mean, with COVID, a lot of people are able to work from home. So even if you can't move your total business here, maybe your back office can come here. So we are working closely with a few exciting programs that I can't really talk about right now, or businesses, but I'm excited that, people are looking to the Valley to move here, to move specifically here to our city as well. And so, we're doing it. We're marketing, we're getting our word out, and, articles like today on the LA Times brings more attention to us. So we just have to be ready for those opportunities and be able to roll that red carpet out and say, here we are, we're here to help you, and see what we can do to get them there.
And going back to businesses, because there's some businesses, right, that started post, a year after, like almost a year before the pandemic happened. So businesses that started, the question here is businesses that started after June 2019, for example, what are financial resources out there for these?
So again, as far as the new money coming in the past, we wanted businesses that were open as of March of last year. I think that was the criteria. And again, we kept moving it, moving those guidelines around depending on who, how many people we were helping. So the guidelines for this upcoming program, I think, again, those are still fresh out there. I can't commit what that money will be, the future money coming in, but I can tell you, for businesses that are struggling, we're going to be new entrepreneurs. We'll have an announcement tomorrow on a new program that we're partnering with our other organization, which is the Fresno Black Metro Chamber. They will be announcing in partnership with us another program to help small entrepreneurs with some financing. So that will be coming out tomorrow. So participate in that Zoom meeting and you'll hear more information about that. So that's exciting for us. But then again, you know, for businesses that can't get traditional financing, that revolving loan fund that we talked about is a good one for them to go to, because that also is available to businesses that are struggling and don't normally have access to regular financing for their businesses.
Thank you. And a lot of questions here. Another question here. How is the city getting information out about reopening guidelines? And now that there's more light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear that we rolled into red. So, and you know, it's still, I know our COVID team talked about it yesterday and saying, hey, as of yesterday, you know, or today we were rolling into red. And they are putting some trying to put some guidelines together. The tough part is, I think our city stopped putting our guidelines out there because there were others from the state and then the federal, and that's just confusing for everybody. So we just kind of let it go to, you know, let's the state say what they need to say and follow those guidelines, and then the federal. So I think what we're trying to do, and actually our team is working, not our team here, but our mayor's office is working to put something out to be able to hopefully help people get a better handle on what that means for our businesses, of what they can and cannot do. So if it's not on our website already, I know should be coming out today, because obviously it's open now. So
thank you. In this second question, it's also regarding guidelines, and the question reads as following: is there a specific plan for small businesses that will deal occurrences like this pandemic, or are we subject to the guidance of state officials?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry, you were cutting out.
Is there a specific plan for small businesses that will deal with occurrences from the pandemic, or are we subject to the guidance of state officials?
That's a good question. Again, I'm going to have to look, you know, this is a good reason why we're asking, you know, what is it that you need so that we can help our officials here locally try to put some guidelines in place that will help. So, you know, anything that you can offer that you feel that maybe the state is doing that or the federal government is doing that you don't quite agree with or like, let us know so that we can try to do something different and see what we can do, what we're able to legally do to make a difference.
And I'll just be happy to read through some comments. I think that's the final question so far for here. So some of the comments here is: great information, ladies. Having this conversation, implementing action to help our communities will make a difference. And we also have another comment here by one of our very own community champions, Dr. Ryle. And her comment reads as following: wonderful to see you both and your teams in these positions. Lupe, you exemplify all that is being talked about right here in this conversation. And it's great to see the evolution of your career to this place. Perfect combination of experience and heart. And
Jackie knew me way back when I was a temp at the city, like when I was a child. So it's great to see her. And Jackie, you're doing some amazing stuff as well. What I would like to do, if there's no other questions, and is maybe do a pop quiz for folks. So who on this call, in this meeting, can actually, off the top of their head, give us the mayor's incentives? And my team cannot participate in this, okay? But I'd like to, the first person that can write it or raise their hand and say, hey, I can tell you what the initiatives are that the mayor's mission is, we'll give them a certificate to the coffee shop over at Chef's.
so raise your hand virtually through Zoom if you want to answer the question. Type it in the chat box. So we'll give it a few minutes. Okay, so we have one comment so far, and it's bringing in more residents to the downtown area.
Yes, that's what Dan is focused on. He actually, I didn't bring the numbers with me, I apologize, but he has quite a few projects in the works. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have maybe a total of 300 units that are going through the process to get developed. I know personally, the new owner of the former JCPenney's building is looking to do some housing there. The Helm building, they're looking to do some housing there. And then, you know, we're pushing forward with the South Stadium project at the south end of Inyo and Fulton to bring in about 50 units there. So there's quite a bit in the works and going through the approval process and permitting. So, you know, we're excited. We definitely need a new residential. The goal the mayor has given, one of the goals, without giving everything out, is that, you know, he wants 10,000 units of residential in the downtown. So that is why they put Dan in place to be able to focus on that over these next few years, to be able to get that stuff up and running. So.
And we have two more, same answer. Actually, the first one reads, more businesses to the downtown area and clean up the freeways and help homeless population. And then helping with homelessness, cleaning up Fresno.
Yes. So Myrna's on the call, and we had a conversation yesterday about this. One of the things, you know, the mayor has been very successful in housing a lot of the homeless off of the freeways and getting that cleaned up. And you know, one of the struggles that we're going through is to be able to provide enough housing for not just the homeless, but other residents here that are renting and want to buy. And so if you're out there and you have property that you want to develop, if it's zoned or not zoned, we can help you through that process to get more housing and to get these folks into some permanent housing. Where they're putting them in now, they're converting these old motels into temporary housing, but from there, we've got to find them some permanent housing and be able to help them to address the issues that they have so they can become productive citizens again. So we're working on that quite a bit.
And the project I see here in the chat box, it's called Beautify Fresno. So the website link was shared. So please take a minute after the conversation to take a look and be a part of making a difference in our community. And another exciting initiative here is SkyWest Airline is now servicing Fresno Airport and the Speed Trail Terminal.
Yep. And you know, one of the things, everybody's excited about Southwest, and I am too, totally. But what we fail to sometimes do, and I keep reminding the mayor, is that, you know, we have some airlines that go to Mexico from Fresno to Guadalajara. And then recently, this past year, they started now serving Mexico City. And in talking to our airport manager, he indicated to me a few weeks ago that we're like the top 3 in the market for flights from Fresno to Mexico. So that's amazing. You know, we're up there. We're getting a lot of flights going back and forth. So that's another one to, you know, think about. You know, it's not just, you know, national, but international as well. So we perceive, I think the airport manager told us this week that they're up at the airport in flights over 100% from last year. So that's amazing. That's how many people are out there. But we still got to be cautious, right? We got to get our shots and we got to wear our masks, because the last thing we want to do is, you know, continue to spread this ugly virus. So.
Perfect. And then we have another one here. Mayor, the comment reads, Mayor's excessive knowledge as chief of police and his willingness to curb crime and traffic.
Yep. Yes, he is definitely the one. And we're excited. I believe some of you had, our new chief from Oklahoma is you know, hit the road running, and he's doing what he can. They're doing some great things. They're going to be hiring additional police officers. That's one thing they're going to be using some of the money for. So that'll help us with what we need to do. Some of our, you know, we're down in officers because of the pandemic, and because we just need to hire more officers. We've been short for a while. And then also, I think many of you may have read in the news that we're also going to be hiring firefighters. So if you know somebody that is interested in firefighting, hey, send them our way. We're looking to hire. We're working with State Center Community College to do some of the educational programs that need to be done for our police officers, the new incoming ones. So that will be another training program that's going to be coming in. So if you know people that are looking for a job, feel free to send them our way. One of the things I failed to mention is Kelly and working together with the workforce development. She last year we began, or the year before we began actually doing some job fairs. And then during the pandemic, we had to pivot and create our virtual job fairs. And I will tell you, I believe she had 2 of them last year and had quite a few people coming in. And so there's jobs out there. You know, as you've heard, Amazon is expanding down here. They're going to continue to do that. We're getting other logistic companies that are looking to do bring business down here. So we are poised to do some good stuff and have some jobs out there. We've got some hurdles to overcome, you know, because we want to make sure that these jobs are good jobs and they're able to pay, you know, a good salary and provide insurance, health insurance, you know, and those kind of benefits for our residents, because that's, you know, quite important as well.
Thank you, Lupe. So I'm just looking here to see if I see any other questions that we have for you. I don't know if you have any final remarks you'd like to mention before we wrap up here. We'll keep an eye to see if there's any other questions that come up, but you know, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you, and please use this as a resource. If you have somebody that's having a problem, if you can't reach me, you've got my team's information there. They're available. They're out on walking the streets. The girls get mad at me because I tell them that, but but they're doing it, and they're doing an amazing job. I couldn't do this job without them. I want to really give them an applause. They are a great team, and they keep me out, or try to keep me out of trouble. They're managing me, so anyway, we're doing what we can. If we're not doing something, please, you know, right, please call me personally. Let me know. They can put my phone number on there, and we'll try to do what we can to help. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Lupe. And I know that you know, we look forward to continue working with you and your great team. Last year was what a great experience. I think that it was nice to be able to join forces and together help the small business community. And so we tell our community and everybody that's here this morning as well, please also use us as a resource. You know, it's like the Economic Development Department at the City of Fresno, organizations that we like to work with and partner to continue helping our small business community that needs us a lot right now. So thank you so much, Lupe.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and continue on with our, just to wrap up before we leave this morning, we all want to thank our members that have renewed. I think it's really important that we highlight and we thank our members for renewing their membership with us, and that's AmeriGuard Security Systems, Central Valley Children's Services Network, English and Spanish with Discipline, La Jaca Mobile, the Lighthouse Recovery Program, California Bacon Trust, Al Resources, and Feed the Hunger Fund. Thank you so much for your continued support to our organization. I would also like to mention that we are currently still working with small businesses and helping them with the California Relief Grant Program. The round 5 closes today, March 31st at 6 p.m. So if you are aware of any small businesses that have not applied for this grant yet, please send them our way. We are helping people by the minute, taking their phone calls. We're helping them submit their application on the spot. Along with the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, we know that the deadline was just recently extended. So please feel free to send people our way. We are helping with uploading the documents that they need to. You know, we do have a curbside assistance scanning service available for those that don't have access to a computer, don't have access to a scanner. We are helping the businesses get this application in before the deadline. So please feel free to send anybody our way. Okay. And with that, we would like to share our contact information there. We do have our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and please follow us. Make sure that you stay up to date with all of the different information that we have available, the daily information that we're putting out, resources for small businesses in our community. And of course, we're here to serve you in any way that we can. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day and a great Easter. Thank you so much.